So as we're going through the training this morning on how to create print marketing materials, ask me any questions that you have. Please interrupt me. You can either unmute yourself or ask me in the chat box. This training is all for you. So I want to make sure that you walk away knowing how to create these print marketing materials and feeling a lot more confident in doing so. So to get started, we're going to go to Designs. And the Designs applet is the third icon from the bottom on the left-hand side. It looks like a little square with a paintbrush. And Designs is where you have the ability to create any piece of marketing material that you want. You could create emails, landing pages, social, print, agent sites, video, and more. When you click on Designs, this is going to show you all of the previous designs that you have made. So if you haven't created any designs yet, this will be blank, and that's fine. The reason all these designs are here so that way you could quickly and easily reference back to a flyer or a piece of marketing material that you've made. If you want to make any updates, if you want to reuse it. You can also click these tabs at the top up here to sort and show me all just the print materials that I've made or just the social materials that I've made. And that just helps you quickly click back into any material that you're interested in. To get started on making a new print marketing material, we're going to click the plus sign in the bottom right-hand corner. And then I'm going to select print of my options, and then I'll click next. And this is going to take me directly into the design editor. And over here on the left-hand side, we'll see we have a whole bunch of different categories for different templates. And this is one of the reasons I love design so much is because Labs has gone through and they've made a ton of different templates that you can just quickly update a few pieces of information, and then you have a professional piece of marketing material ready to go. So you can click through all the different categories. We have KW app, so you can click on that. And this is going to show you some print marketing materials that you can use for your app. Listings, for sale, just listed, price update. And see, here's a bunch of different templates for just listed, color options, sizes, all great templates that you can use, and you can figure out which ones you like the best. Price update, neighborhood snaps, which I really like neighborhood snaps because you can quickly provide a quick update on what's going on in that neighborhood and start that conversation with your sphere on what's going on in the real estate world. Open house, just sold, local expert, listing presentation. So there are 5 listing presentation templates that you can use. And this, we're going to walk through this in just a moment. Continuing down, we have buyer, we have neighborhood snaps, Keller mortgage, and buyer presentations. So very similar to the process of updating a listing presentation, we have buyer presentations as well. Lead gen marketing materials, so home value, holiday greetings, the seasonally relevant posts, event invitations. So if you're ever going to host an event, you have invitations here. Client love, I love KW. Personally branded zone. This is brand new. In the last couple of weeks, KW Labs released this quarterly market magazine that you can go through and update. It's going to be the same process that we'll go through with the listing presentation, but you could use this to share or to mail out to your clients or bring with you to listing or buyer presentations. So we'll walk through this in a little bit. Business basics. If you need to create business cards or letterhead, here's a bunch of different templates that Labs has set up for you. Letterhead, so pretty basic. Leadership, so KW app, training. Professional services. They've recently added all of the luxury options here. So if you have a luxury listing or you're going on a luxury listing appointment, you have all these different luxury templates set up for you that you can use. Then we have more luxury down here. And then down here at the bottom in collections, we have new designs. And this is where Labs is going to post their most recently added designs to command. And you can see here we have the new beginnings magazine. We have our listing presentations and buyer presentations. So always come here, check these out, because this is where you'll be able to find those most recently added designs. Now, before we jump into actually going through and creating our listing presentation, I want to do a quick refresh of adding our personalized branding assets to Command. And the reason we want to do this before we actually start the process is that way we easily have those logos, those headshots, all that information ready to go so we can just quickly swap out that information. So before you get started on making any print marketing materials, we'll want to click on brand assets up here in the top, this tab. And then now we'll be able to go through and personalize the different brand assets that we could use for our design. So we have a bunch of different options over here on the left. The first is going to be colors and fonts. If you have specific brand colors that you want to use, you can go ahead and create a palette with all those different colors. This would be if maybe you've worked with a third-party marketing company and they've set up specific brand imagery or brand board on your behalf, and you want to have those specific colors that you use in all your marketing materials. So in that way, all of your pieces of marketing, whether you designed it in Designs or Canva or another company made it for you, they all look the exact same. So you have that brand continuity across everything. You can click on Create a New Palette here, and then you can just click on the plus sign to add colors. You can pick the color from the bar, or in the bottom right-hand corner, there's these little arrows, and you can click through and you can come to hex. It's probably going to be the most commonly or most easy way to find that specific color. And then you can just type in that hex code. And this B40101 is KW red, and then click enter. And now it's added here. So you can go through and add as many different color palettes as you want. And then below here, we have fonts. So very similar to colors, if you have a specific font that you use for your brand, you can upload that here. You can upload it. So just add it here. And this is like you'd upload the entire brand font file. Or you could search the web here and see if that font is already for free on the web. And then you can just come through here, click that toggle on, and then click add. And it's going to add that font directly into Labs for you, so you can easily access that, so you can update all the fonts throughout so everything looks the same. Below that, we have logos. And here you're going to want to upload your KW logos. You can see here I have 3 different versions. I have the all white version. I have the red KW with white First Atlanta, and then the traditional gray and red First Atlanta logo. And then I also have my personal business logo here. The benefit of adding your logos here is that when we're going through and we're updating these marketing designs, I can easily swap out the placeholder logo for the First Atlanta logo. So it makes it super easy. I recommend adding all the different options here. So that way, depending on what the background is for that piece of marketing material, you can select the logo that works best and stands out. So I have the all white one here because if I have a dark background, this white is going to pop. If you don't have the First Atlanta logos, we can download those together really quickly at rawlsgrouphelpdesk.com. So we'll go here, we'll do rawlsgrouphelpdesk.com. And Scott Hardy has uploaded all the logos that you'll need. So up here in the top right-hand corner, roll your mouse over downloads and then select Market Center logos. And then right here, you can click on the KW First Atlanta logo, or you can come over here and click on the download 156 First Atlanta.zip file. And he's included every different option, the black and white, full color, different file formats. So .png, .jpeg, I think EPS. So depending on which program you use, they're all there. So I recommend you save that zip file on your computer. I'm going to close out of this tab and come back into Command. Now, one thing I want to point out is you'll notice on these logos, none of them have backgrounds. I personally like having a transparent background. I think it makes the design look a little bit more professional, a little bit more polished. So if you want to have the transparent, or if you want to use the transparent background logo, you'll use the .png file format for that logo. So as you're going through those files, the folders of all the logos that Scott Hardy's uploaded, select the .png version. So here you have your logos. You can quickly upload here. Super easy just to drag and drop. You can add as many as you want. So if you have numerous versions for your business or First Atlanta, you can add them here. The next is Smart Text. And Smart Text is going to be any piece of text that you may add multiple times or add regularly to multiple pieces of marketing material. And this just prevents you from having to type in that information every single time. So I don't have to type in my Instagram URL, my website, the address, my phone number, my little slogan here. You can add all these different text fields. If you want to add a new text field, you can just click plus new field, and then select what that field will be. And then just start typing in here. Is a realtor with Keller Williams, First Atlanta. Exclamation point. Save. And now I've added a new piece of smart text that I can quickly add to my marketing material. Below that is images. So here I have a couple different versions of my headshot. I have a square version as well as two rectangular versions. You can add a couple different headshots. I would recommend, especially if you have a headshot that you want to use for any type of specific farm that you have, or if you have a headshot that you want to use for a luxury listing versus a separate one for non-luxury units, have all those here so you can quickly add those to your pieces of marketing material. Below that, we have elements. And elements would be any kind of secondary or tertiary brand images that you want to upload here, that you want to include in your marketing material. Again, really easy, just click upload and drag and drop those there. The next is videos. So you can actually create videos in Command in Designs. But if you want to upload, let's say maybe you have a little intro or a little outro video that you want to use, that you can add to any of the design videos, you can upload that here. So you can quickly add that in. And then below here, we have files. So if you have any files that you want to add, you can upload those here. Any questions? All right. So this is brand assets. I always recommend that before you get started playing around in designs, go through and upload this information, get it all ready, because it's going to make actually going through and creating your pieces of marketing material so much easier. So now that we're done with brand assets, I'm going to click on templates. So I want to come back into the templates and come over here to the designs. Today, I want to walk through the listing presentation. So I'm going to click on listings and then listing presentation. Now we have 5 different templates that we can choose from. So you can just go through and pick whichever one you want. I am going to use, let's use the black one today. So I'm going to click use. And this is going to pull up the design editor. And before we actually get started, let's kind of walk through the layout here of this page, because there's a lot of information. Over here on the left-hand side, we can see we have templates, and that's going to be our templates of all the different pages for our listing presentation. Below that, we have images. So this is where we can go to upload or add any images into our listing presentation. Text, if you want to add any text. Icons, which would be if you want to add any images, you can. Logos, so this is where all those KW and personal brand logos are that I can quickly add to my presentation. And then below here is KWLS. And this is really unique to Command, because what we can do is we can actually pull information directly out of FMLS and Georgia MLS into our design. So that way we don't have to click back and forth from FMLS, save images, or look up information. We can pull it all right here into Command. To the right of here, we have our listing presentation template. And you can see we have all these different pages. And then when you roll your mouse over a page, you have 2 different options: apply to this page or the plus page. So if you want to go through here, you can select which pages you want to actually include in your listing presentation. And you can just click the plus sign. and it's going to add that page over here. And I'm going to click up on this pages button down here on the bottom. And you can just go through and it'll add all the different pages that you want to this listing presentation. So just go through here, select some pages. We're comparable properties. All right, so we have, all right, I'll just do this last page. Perfect. So now we have all the pages that we want to use for our listing presentation. I'll just quickly scroll through over here the different template pages. I think there's about 17 or 18 of them. So much great information, promotional assets, your media plan, strategic promotion, open house strategy, in the details, your expertise, your numbers, credentials, just a lot of information that's going to really benefit you that you can use in your listing presentation. So pick out whichever pages you want to include. All right, so now what I want to do is I'm going to come over here. I'm going to minimize that because I don't need to see the templates right now. And I'm going to click on the pages that I have along the bottom here. So I'll click on this first page. And now what I can do is I can go through here and I can update this information. I'm going to zoom in a little bit so it's easier for me to read. So here we have a custom consultation exclusively prepared for, and then here you would update your clients' names. You can double click in the text box and you can update the text that way. What I prefer is up here, whenever you select that text, you get this toolbar. And this icon right here is a typewriter. And if you click on typewriter, this window will pop up so I can add this text here. So I can name this, we'll do John and Sally Smith. And click Save Changes. Perfect. And now it's updated that text. Good to go. Below here, we have this image of a house that looks kind of like maybe a little bit more West Coast, not really a fit for the listing that I'm going to go on. What you could do is you can, if you click on the image, you can come over here and you can come to Images and you can click on Company, and it's going to show a whole bunch of different options that we have. So I have house interiors, house exteriors. So I could go through here and I could find an image of a house that's comparable or similar to the listing I'm going on, or I could actually just upload an image of the house that I have. So if I wanted to do that, I can come to my assets, or sorry, excuse me, I'll click Add, and I can click right here, drag and drop to upload an image. So let me just have some quick images. I'll just pull really fast. So I'm going to upload this image of an old listing that I had. Give that a second to finish uploading. So I roll my mouse over that image. I have a couple icons that appear. One is to add image. So if I clicked on that, it would add it to that page. To the right of that, we have a replace image icon. To me, that kind of looks like a recycling image. But if I click on that, it's going to actually just replace the image that's already in the template. And then to the right is a trash can for remove. So what I want to do is I'm going to click on the replace image icon. And that is just going to literally replace the old image with the new one. And the nice thing about this is that it saves me from having to reformat this image and having to delete the old one. It just puts it right there in that box. Now, there's kind of a lot of background on here, and I don't really want to see that. So I can double click on that image, and then it allows me to kind of reposition it so I can expand it. So I really want this to be focused on that image, and then click Done. So that looks just a little bit better. It's more focused on the house. And then down here, we have an image of an agent, which this is obviously not me. So what I want to do is I want to click on that image, and then I can come over here to my assets, and I can click on replace image with my agent photo, and then automatically adds my image there. Now I look a little off center, so I'm going to click reposition. I'm going to drag this down just a little bit so my head is not cut off. and then click done. Perfect. So I can come here. I can update my first name. So I'll just type in Nicholas. Do the same thing with last name. Click on typewriter. Save changes. And then I can just kind of reposition that just a little bit. I'll just move it over. Ooh. All right, so let me try to drag this over just, oh, not working. Let me undo. Ooh. All right. I'm having a hard time selecting just, there we go. Perfect. So I've updated my name. Now I have all this text down here. Now here we have website, email. Now remember all those pieces of smart text that we've added before, but what I can do is I can come over here. I can select my website. I can highlight that. I can come over here to text, go to my assets, and then I can scroll down to my URL. Let me skip this, close these out, skip. All right, whatever. And then click the replace text. What is, I don't know why it's not letting me skip this. Goodness. All right, let's see if we can. Text. I'm trying to get rid of this little purple pop-up and it is not going away. Well, this is not helping any. Save with style. All right. See if it updated. All right, let me click file save really fast and exit out of this. I'll just open it back up. All right, here's my design that I just started. Hopefully that purple box went away. Great, it did. All right. So I'm going to come back to my home page here, or my main page, so we can see it added my my URL or my email there. So I can come back over here to text. Why does it keep doing this? Oh goodness, let me just try to hit refresh. Maybe I won't try that again. All right, so I'll come over here, come back to my front page. I'll click typewriter, and then I'll type in www. Ooh, we don't want that in all caps. nicholascore.com 404-414-8238, and click Save Changes. And now it's added my contact information. Now over here, we have this DBA logo. I can click on that, and then it's going to pull up the logos that I've already uploaded. So I like the red KW with the white DBA name. So I'm going to click Replace Logo. And then I'm just going to reposition that first Atlanta logo. And I actually want to make it just a little bit bigger because I think it's really nice. Now let's reposition that right there. And now I've gone through and I've updated this single page. So I am good to go with this one. So I'll click the next button to go to the next page. Here, don't really need to make any changes other than this agent image. I don't want that, so I'll just replace. That's weird. I guess this isn't. Let me drag that in here. Ah. All right. Well, I guess that one image is not set up as an agent headshot, so I'll just quickly add my image here. That's all I need to do for the second page. We'll go through the third, and then we'll update this text here. So I'll click on typewriter, and let's do 91 Moreland Ave. Save changes. Ooh. Perfect. And then I can replace this image here with the one that I just uploaded. So let me come over here to images, add, and I'll click replace. And then you could quickly go through all these text boxes and update them. And you can come over here to this text and update this text very easily based on whichever information you have. You can just click on it and then select the typewriter, very simple. If you wanted to, you can update any of that text, the font. So remember we added those fonts that we previously. So I could scroll down and I could find those. So here's this font that I added. This, let me minimize this. All of our font library. And just scroll down and find our correct font. You can search for it. And I can change that. I can make it bigger if I wanted to. I can change it to bold, underline. I could change to be all caps or not caps. I guess not for this one. And I can also change that color. And then here are my library colors. So my different palettes that I've added. Make that red. So that's how easy it is to go through and change the font color. Now here we have what's going on in Barton Hills and we have our market snap. So what I want to do is I want to update this for the specific neighborhood where my listing is going to be. Now this image right here with all that information is not editable. I can't go through and individually edit each piece of information. But what I can do is just create a new market snap. So I can click the image of the market snap, then come over here to KWLS, and this is where it's going to pull in live listing information. And then I'm going to click on the snapshots tab, and then I'm going to search for my neighborhood. So this is, we'll do Reynolds Town. And then we have, let's see, we have two of them here. So let's check them out. So we have Reynolds Town, Atlanta. Let's see what you can get a quick preview of what the information is going to be included. So perfect. So here is this vertical image. So I'm going to click on replace and then updates that information right there with a little map. And then I can edit where it says Barton Hills. Say Reynolds Town. Click save. I wonder if we, hold on, let's try this. What if we did Reynolds? Actually, and save. And then we'll come here to Hills. And then we'll do Town. It doesn't look terrible, not the best, but it's fine for today. And then I would go through, I'm really struggling with moving these text boxes. Wrong text box. There we go. You'd want to go through and update this text here, this information. So I'm going to zoom in so we can see. Barton Hills is an extremely desirable neighborhood and is attractive to young professionals and families moving to the area. So you just want to go through and update this text to be correct based on whatever information you have about your part of town and your neighborhood. Save changes. We have this other text here over XX time period. So over a 3-month time period. Oh, I want to expand that. And then you can say, average list prices, days on market. And you can get all this out of KWLS. You can also get this out of FMLS. And you can also get this out of Insights. So I don't know if you guys remember about a year or two ago, within the Kelly app, you could add insights about different parts of town. You can still do that. And clients can do that. So you can add in those insights here. So that way your clients know what's being talked about with their part of town. Granted, they probably already know, but it's good just to have it so they know that you know, so you can specifically market their unique property. I'm going to go to the next page. And here we have comparable properties. So at this point, you've probably already gone through and pulled your comps out of FMLS. Well, you want to, add them here. This is going to be much more visual representation. You would want to do your separate CMA, however you do that. But here, so you can have all that information in one place in your listing presentation, you can go through and update these Images Placeholders for actual comps that you used. So what you'll do is you'll just click on the image here, and then I'm going to come to KWLS, and I'm going to click on listing, and then I can search for the listing properties or the comp properties that I have. So you can search by MLS number, listing agent, listing address. So let's do 91 Moreland Ave, and then there was Unit A. Let's see. Here we go. So I can select this one and then click select. And it's going to show the listing photo, and then here's listing details. Property address, listing date. Oh, let's go back. This is the old one. Let's try this one right here. Here we go. So we have some more photos. We have all of our listing details. So it's going to give us all the information about this property, when it was sold. So I'm going to come back over here to photos, and then I'm going to use the replace image icon, and it's going to replace that image there. Then I can come over here and I can highlight this text for the address, double click in there, select all. I can come back over here to listing details, and then I can scroll down over here to where it has the address, and then I can use the replace icon there, and it's going to replace that address. Now I need to reformat it so it fits properly. There we go. Now it fits. And then I could go through here and I could update this text accordingly for the correct information. Current price, sold price. So I can just click typewriter here. Sold price for, what is this? 328. And this list price was 335. And it sold in, I don't know, just 4.5 months. Now this is old. Click Save Changes. And now we just have that quick top line information on that comp right there. Now you'd want to go through here and do this the same for all the different comps you have. So I can go back. I can search for, let's do, here's another listing that I had. All right. And I can just select this listing. This would be another comp. I would again click the replace image. Oh, wrong one. Replace image. And I would go through that same process of updating the address and the information about each one of these specific properties. This is the benefit of using Command, is because it pulls in all this information, so you're not having to click back and forth between Command and FMLS. Go through to the next page. Your needs come first. So this is going to be pretty basic information, but here is a placeholder image. If for whatever reason you don't want to use this image, you can click on the image and then come over to images, come to company, and then we can look at lifestyle at home images and see if there's any other images that we like more that could fit in here. So I don't know. Use that image and just click replace, and it just updates that. And you can go through and use all these different images, and all the images that are included in Command are, you do have full copyright permission. And then let's go to the next page, the process. And there's really not anything that you need to update here, but you can go through, double check it. I wouldn't double check it because you want to make sure that you don't include anything here that you're not actually going to use. And then my app. So this kind of walks through the Keller Williams app. So you'd want to update your app link down here. So let's go to text, my assets. I'm just going to try to click next and see if they go away. That's a wrap. Okay. I don't know what is happening when I click on that, but let's just come over here to my assets. And then is the app URL. Does not look like I have my app URL as one of my assets, so I'll be sure to add that in here. But just for the time being, I'll just click that, replace text. All right, I guess I need to highlight this again. And then click replace text. Let's use my URL. There we go. So now we've kind of gone through everything, the basic how-to of creating this listing presentation. So now I'm going to come up here to design, to name it. I'm going to rename this to Training 311. And then I'm going to click download. I'm going to select PDF, which I know you can't see right now because of this purple box, so I'm sorry. And I'm going to click high resolution print quality, and then I'd click start download. That's going to download this as a PDF to my computer. I can then print it out. I can take it to FedEx Kinko's, print it out there, or you could also email it over to your clients. Any questions on how to create the listing presentation or buyer presentation? It's the same process. All right. Michael, is there anything?
Yes. This may sound like a dumb question. I don't know. You just said that you could search for some properties here instead of going back and forth with FMLS.
Yeah.
So basically everything, because usually when you go to FMLX and you go to Matrix and maybe you're looking for a land or you're looking for a house and stuff like that, you can do the same in Command.
So yes. Now I would recommend that when you're actually trying to search for properties or you're trying to search for comps for your CMA, do all of that work in FMLS.
Okay.
But then once you come into Command and you want to, I can just go back to that previous page, and you want to show those comps. So here's our page with our comparable properties. Rather than having to download the image of that property and the information, you can just search for it in KWLS.
Okay.
So I wouldn't actually use Command in lieu or to as instead of FMLS for actual property searching.
Okay. Okay.
Any other questions? All right, so now that we're done here, I'm going to click done. And this is going to take me back to my design templates. It's going to show me all the ones that I've created. Now I want to walk through how to create a flyer that you can mail directly through Command. So if you have a just listed or for sale flyer that you want to send out. So to get started here, I'm going to click on the plus sign in the bottom right-hand corner. I'm going to select print again, and then click next. Then I'm going to come over here to my listings, and then we have our just listed, but you could go through, we have price update, for sale, all sorts of different options here. And we also have buyer ones as well. So if you wanted to send a flyer for that. So let's do just listed. And then up here along the top, we have all of our sizes. So if you wanted to create a door hanger, a bifold, trifold, I want to create a postcard. So I'm going to use the standard postcards. And this is going to show me all the different options that I have. So again, these are just templates so that way you can just make minimal updates, or you can go through and you could create something from scratch if you really wanted to. I'm going to use this template here. I like this, so I'll click use. I'll give that a second to load. And then at the bottom here, you can see we have 2 pages. So similar to what we just did with the listing presentation, we have the first page and then the second page, which is going to be the back of the flyer. So I'm going to go through and update this information. So I want to start with the main image of the property. So let's go over here to KWLS. And I'm going to search for, let's do 91 Moreland Avenue, Unit D. Here we go. Here is my listing right here. I'll click select. And then I will just use replace image. And there we go. It's that simple.
Okay.
I can also click on listing details right here, and it's going to pull up all the information about this property. So I'm going to come right here. I'm going to update this address. I know this address, so I'm just going to manually type it in. Moreland Avenue, Southeast, Unit B. And this is Atlanta, GA 30316. Save changes. And come down here for listing price. So I can just update that really quickly. So this is 479, 900. Save changes. And then we'll just double check all this other information. So we have built in 2006 right here. So I can just come typewriter built in 2006. So I can update that correctly. We are 3 beds, 2 bathroom. Actually, we're 2.5 bathrooms. So I'll do 2.5. Save changes. And let's scroll down to check our square footage. 2,050 square feet. So let's edit that really quickly. Save changes. Now this is not really fitting, so I just want to reformat this, and then I'll drag this over so it's center. There we go. So you could go through here if you wanted to. You could change font styles. You could change font colors if you wanted to. But I'm not a design person, so this is really easy for me just to make these quick updates. So I'm good to go there. So now I want to go to the back of the flyer. So here we have name. So I'm just going to quickly update this. Save changes. Reformat so it fits. All right. Typewriter. Real estate group. And I would go through and I would update my contact information here. I'm also going to update this image here. So I'll click on images and I'll select replace image. That is a really blurry image, so I probably would want to upload a new one. But for today, I'm just going to let it be for time. And then we'll update our logo here, our DBA logo, and I'll just click replace and reposition. And I'll make this just a little bit bigger. And then if you wanted to, I could also add my personal logo. I could add that right here. And now we are good to go. So it's that simple to go through and update this flyer. Now what I want to do is I want to rename this. So we'll name this just listed 311. And now what we're going to want to do is we're going to want to download this flyer to our computer, and then we can go through campaigns and send this out directly through command. So to get started, I'm going to click download. I'm going to select PDF. We're going to want to download the front and the back separately. So I'll click download range from page 1 to 1. Scrolling down, we're going to want to select high resolution print quality because we want this to be as the best it looks when it's printed. And then we're also going to come down here to publish settings, and we're going to select use manual bleed. And the reason we want to use manual bleed is because when this goes to the printer, they may not cut it exactly correctly. So they want to have some of the image of some color bleed around the edge so that way it doesn't look like they messed up. So we'll select use manual bleed and then click start download. So we're downloading page 1 of 1, or sorry, page 1 of 2. And now this is going to be a pretty big file because we are using that high print quality. So just give it a second to download. Perfect. And now I'm going to do the same thing for page 2. PDF, I'll do page 2 of 2, high resolution, double check, use manual bleed, and then start download. So we'll give that a second. Perfect. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to click done because we're done with designs. We've already designed our flyer. Now we want to go through campaigns, and that's where we're going to be able to send this out directly to either our database or the area around our listing. So I'm going to click on the megaphone icon, which is campaigns. Let me minimize this down here. Up in the top right-hand corner, I'm going to click create a new campaign. I'm going to select direct mail because this is going to be a direct mail piece, and we'll name this training 311. And then select your goal. Select the goal that's going to be most relevant to what you're trying to achieve. Whichever goal you select here is not going to affect delivery. It's just going to be helpful in reporting as you look back at your direct mail pieces to see which ones performed well, which ones didn't. So that way you can keep, help adjust your goals for the next year. So I'll do advertise listing. I'm going to scroll down. How would you like to create a campaign? Default templates provided or upload a custom template. Well, since we've already gone through and made our template and we've downloaded it to our computer, I'm going to use upload a custom template. And then click set up campaign. And now it's going to ask for us to upload the front and the back of our template. So let me just quickly drag those over. So here we have the front. So I'll give that a second to upload. Now we have our little preview. Beautiful. And then we have our back. So I will upload, drag and drop this. Perfect. So we're good to go here. So I'm going to click continue. And now we'll just go through each one of these different options over here. Start at the top and work our way down. So we have name and goal, which we've already filled in. But if you wanted to change it for whatever reason, you could. We'll come over here to Market Center. We'll type in Keller, Williams, First Atlanta, street address 200 Glen Ridge Point Parkway, Suite 100, Atlanta, Georgia, 30342. Click verify address, and it's going to give us the option to, looks like you entered invalid. All right, let me try to, okay, that's strange. Try 200 Glen, let me retype it in, Glen Ridge Point Parkway. There we go. Use corrected, confirm address, so we're good to go. Targeting, we have two options here. We have local targeting and target my database. So there's going to be a different time when you'll want to target your database versus local targeting. Local targeting is going to be if you want to send this postcard to the houses around your listing. So that way, if you want to let the neighbors know, this could be great if you're trying to farm that neighborhood and you want everyone to know that there's a new listing. But then you also may want to target your database, and that way your sphere knows that you have another listing and they can see, oh, wow, Nick is really doing a great job. He has another listing. And just, again, reiterating that I'm a realtor, I'm successful, they should want to work with me. So we'll go through both. Let's start with target my database. So I'll select target my database and then click add contacts. And then here it's going to be very similar to if we're adding contacts from a smart plan. You could go through and you could manually select all of your contacts. You could search for a name here if you wanted to. And you could add that contact if you wanted. Or you could come over here to tags, and then you could scroll down and find all the specific tags you want to send to. So I can come down here, load more. Keep scrolling, let's find. All right. Here we have our UGA tag, so I'll just select that. So now it's going to pull up all of my contacts that are within the UGA tag. It's only going to show 20 at a time, so you'll need to go through and click load more, load more. I don't know why it only does 20 at a time, but it does. Perfect. So there's all those are loaded. So I'll just come back up to the top quickly, click select all, and then I'll click add to campaign. And it's going to show me all 116 contacts that I can mail this to. Now I would click save if I wanted to actually send it to my sphere, but for today, I actually want to use local targeting so I can target around my listing. So I'm going to select the local targeting, and I'll type in my listing address of 91 Moreland Avenue, Southeast, Georgia, Atlanta, 30316, and click save. All right, I don't know why it's not working. Why is this 91 Moreland Avenue? Let's do unit B, country, state. Well, this is great. Okay. I guess this is still giving me, let's come over here to budget. Let's do, well, we'll just skip the targeting for right now, and we'll come to postcard quantity. So it's saying 116, since that's the number of people that I had originally selected. Actually, let me come back over here to target database, and let me edit this. I really don't want to, let's do add contacts. Let's unselect all, and then click. Actually, let's just do this one, add to campaign, and then I can, all right, I just want to remove this person. Oh, there we go. I'll just remove that. Now let's go to local targeting. Now let's try to save. There we go. Sorry about that. Postcard quantity, you can manually type in however many you want, or you could click plus or minus on the right-hand side. Postage class, this is going to be first class, and our only option here is 59 cents. This is actually really cheap compared to most other mailers, or it's going to be around like 58 cents for second class. So this is going to be first class for 59 cents. And there's no upcharge on it. There's no service fees or anything. So it's going to show us to be $118 for 200 mailers. So I'll click save. So now we need to go through and configure targeting. And this is where, do I want to create this campaign? Yes. And now by configuring targeting, this is where we're going to be able to get very specific on which households around my listing I'm going to mail this to. So here it shows a map of where my listing is, and all these blue dots are the houses that would receive my flyer. So I'm just kind of scroll out just a little bit so it makes it a little bit easier to see. Right here, we have the number of homes to target. We can edit this if we wanted to and make that 250. Now we have property type. It's going to select all, so it's going to be the 250 residences that are closest. My listing today is a townhome, so if I wanted to, I could just select multifamily units, and then you can see how that radius of those 250 homes expands to only target those in townhomes and condos. But let's do all, because you never know who has a family or friend that would be interested in my townhome listing. Bedroom, it's going to default to 0 to 30, but my listing only has 3 bedrooms, and I don't think anyone's going to want to go from like a 7-bedroom unit to 3 bedrooms. So I'll just select a 5-bedroom, 0 to 5 bedrooms. Square footage, again, no one's going to go from 20,000 square feet to 2,000. So let's scroll down to right at like 4,000. There we go. Year built, this was built in 2006. So we'll just kind of leave this as all time. Last year sold. Let's do within the last 10 years. So let's do if this was sold between 2011 and 2021. And then last sold for, I'll just leave that as is. So you can kind of see I was able to expand the radius a little bit by adding on those parameters, because I don't think someone's going to want to go from a 7-bedroom house to a 3-bedroom townhome. You never know. But this way I can add a little bit of targeting to really specialize who is going to receive this flyer. So once I've gone through and I've updated the targeting, I can come down here. It's going to let me know our postage class is first class, our only option. If you want to, you can also have them send a copy to the office. Now, I do want to clarify that if you send this to the office, it's just going to come to Keller Williams First Atlanta. It's not going to come addressed to you. So just let Chanel at the front desk know, hey, Chanel, I should be receiving a piece of mail. It's going to have my image on it, but it won't have my name. Would you be sure to put that in my mailbox? And that way you can have a copy just to make sure that everything looks good. So once you're good here, you have your updated total of $148. We'll click next. And now it's going to show us a preview at the top. So we'll give that a second to load. And then we'll scroll down. It's going to confirm our postcard's 251. Perfect. So you can see here's the front and here's the back with all of the information, First Atlanta, and then the resident information. Looks great. Add in your payment information here. And then this will go directly to real mailers. Now, one thing I want to point out down here is that we have some information where it's same day processing. So if you submit your order before 3 p.m. on a business day, your mailers will go into production that same day in a fulfillment center. USPS distribution, your cards will be inserted into the USPS mail stream within 2 business days, and they are estimated delivery of 4 to 6 business days. So it is a pretty quick turnaround. I know there were some hiccups for a little bit with COVID, but I think things are back up to full speed. So once you're good to go, everything looks right. You've put in your information, your payment information, click make payment, and this will go directly off to real mailers. And now your flyer will be sent. So you'll be good to go. Any questions on creating a flyer and how to send that out directly through command?
Hey, Nick, I had to stop listening for like 3 minutes when
Yeah, no worries.
you switched over to campaign. So you did everything over in designs and you saved it and downloaded it. And then you went to campaigns and command
Correct.
and sent from there. Okay.
That is correct. Yeah. You do have the ability, if you wanted to, within campaigns to create that flyer right there. I personally like to do that ahead of time. It just makes it easier, so it's less stress. And then I just download it and then upload it.
Okay.
Any other questions? Anything I can show you again or clarify this morning?
I have a question on it's on the bio. I don't know what I can ask it now or later.
Well, if it's not about the print materials that we just walked through, let's connect today and we can get that answered.
Okay.
Nick, would you download this in YouTube so we can go and take a look at it again?
Yep. So once we're done here, I'll have this uploaded to the YouTube channel by this afternoon.
Awesome. Thank you.
All right. Well, thank you guys so much for joining me this morning. As you guys are playing around and using designs, please do not hesitate to reach out with any questions. You can always call, text me. We can also set up some one-on-one time as well. In my email signature, there's a Calendly link, so you can set up time there. Have a great rest of your day, and I will talk with you all soon.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.